create a fillable PDF form for Eyefinity EHR, which will automatically get filled out by Eyefinity EHR for many forms that you need filled out for the practice. So the first thing is we're going to go to Eyefinity EHR on the browser, and I'm going to log out so we can log in as the firm admin user. And we're going to go down to where it says Manage PDFs. And there's going to be a reference sheet here, which we will need um, to use to copy a lot of these fields that we're going to have auto-populated by Eyefinity EHR, a lot of demographics, doctor's name, etc. So we're going to go over to Adobe Acrobat Pro to create a form. So we're going to go in Acrobat Pro. We're going to create PDF here. Here doesn't really matter. And we're just going to start with a blank page. And I'm going to hit create. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to edit. Let me just add some text fields here first. So I'm going to just say our office is I like eyes in 123 Main Street, Anytown, PA, Anytown, let's do California. And I'm going to make this a little bit wider so we can add more text here. Our website, I like eyes.com. Our phone, 123-555. And then our fax, I'm going to return fax. So you get it. So I'm going to make this font. We can change the font size over here since we're heading. Make this a little bigger. I'm going to select our clinic name to say I want a different font. You can use whatever font you would like. Let's click on whatever font. So we have a title. I'm going to add an image. So I have a little icon, just a generic icon that I have sitting on my desktop. Again, we're just doing this from blank. So you can add obviously all your stuff in. So we're going to just move this around. We have a little icon. It's not right. And I'm going to add some more text views. Move that over a little bit. So we're on add text. And this is, we're going to do this as a work excuse. I'm going to move this over to the middle. And then please excuse the follow. So we're going to please excuse the following patient, and then in this area here we're going to pull in automatically the patient's name, address, etc. And down here I'm going to add another text box. The patient had an eye examination on, and I'm just going to add the underline across and a period, and we're going to add in the date here. And I'm going to go down and put sincerely, and then another one. We call our office I like eyes. And we're going to give this a little enough room so we can add the doctor signature in here. I'm showing the boundary boxes here. So I'm going to make sure these boxes are aligned up here. See this line? It's lined up with the top. I'm going to make sure this one's lined up there. So we get our left lined up. So it kind of looks a little more professional. and it's lined up there. I'm going to save this as on my desktop. I like work. That's the work excuse. And we can move this around if we wanted to. There we go. So now we have our text in here, and this is where we're going to start adding our form fields in here. So I'm going to go to prepare form, and whoop, that's not what we want. I'm going to, under prepare form, there we go. Yeah, I thought I just saved that. Yes, but anyways. So it pulled in a form already, a fill-in form here, which I'm going to right click and go to properties. So we want this, the patient had an eye exam on. We're going to go back to our list. We're going to go down to our list. We want the visit date here. So we're going to go here, copy the visit date, go back to here to our PDF, and under name, we want to paste that in here. And under appearance, it will put auto font size in, or you can change the font size, whatever you want it to be. I'm going to put that as 12, and just say we want this whatever you want it to be. You can put in this Arial. So now we have the auto visit date. It's going to pull that in there. And what did we have our Adobe? We can change our font here to Arial. And that 16. Just say we want to keep it all professional. We want to change it to everything is Arial font. And we only need that as 12 font. Let's do 14. Arial. Arial 14. And we have our box. We're going to move that top. That's where the date's going to import. Right click. We're going to do the font size, that 14 Arial, to make it consistent with the rest of our document. That one's going to, we want it to be Arial. Should have select that before I start it. And then here's Arial. For fill in text fields, I'm going to click here, text field, and I'm going to bring this down here and put it right there. With the patient name, we're going to go over the patient. I want their full name. The patient last first. I'm going to copy that. Go over here, properties, paste it. All properties. You can paste it here too. Again, we want our appearance 14, font size, Arial as the where are we? There we go. There. And then do another text one. Click there, bring it down, go right there. And this one, I want the patient's full address on this line. Go over here. I'm going to paste that in there and go to all properties. We already pasted that. 14, Arial, there. And close. I'm going to just drag this in case the patient has a really long name, so it doesn't get cut off when it automatically pulls it in. And if they have a really long address here too. And then one more text field down here. I'm going to do the doctor who saw the patient, their name, and that's actually going to be I'm going to do that as a signature. Patient name, copy that, the visit, who they saw. I'm going to go in, paste that, properties, font size, we're going to do 14, but this one we want it to look like a signature, so I'm going to just choose a different font. Lucinda handwriting, and that should be it. Now, so we have the work excuse saved, and I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to, really simple, do is a save as, and I'm going to do your school excuse. I'm just going to change it to school. I'm going to go back up to make sure we're in our edit, so we can edit in our, and I'll change that. And that's a school excuse. So we have a work excuse, school excuse. It's going to pull in the patient's name, patient's full address, the date they were seen, and the doctor's signature. And I'm going to go over here, back into EHR, in our firm admin. We're going to upload those two files we just did. Here's our work excuse. So I'm going to call iWork excuse. I have the category excuse, which you can set up in EHR in the firm add to. Upload, so there's our work excuse. And I want to upload our school excuse too. So, and under excuse, upload. I'm going to log out of firm admin and go back into our normal provider. And I'm going to just, we want this as our patient. And whatever date that they were here for, let's say they're here this exam date, they want a work excuse. I'm going to click this. And under the Actions tab, you'll see PDF Manager, and we're going to use the work excuse that we just uploaded, the iLight. And it pulled it in. Don't worry about how it looks right now, it's just that it pulled it in. We're going to click Finalize. That's when it's going to apply the font, the format, the style. And it's going to save a copy of this when you hit Finalize PDF to the attachments in the record. And this is what the final one looks like. Very nice. Here's the patient test, their full address, when they had their exam. And you can go back and, you can move that over a little bit. You can adjust it. And here's our signature, Lucinda. And then we would just hit print and for the patient, and off you go. And we can also go to, if it was a student, click on the exam date, just for fun of it. Just say they were here in April 2020. They want an excuse for that day. For school excuse, they didn't have a school excuse. PDF Manager. School excuse. It pulled in the exam date, the exam that you clicked. We're going to hit Finalize. And it's saved in attachments. It's saved to the record. And here's their excuse for that day. And it was the school excuse. And just say that you have some other forms that you already have fairly made up that you just need to change a little bit. So we're going to log out. We're going to go back into the firm admin. And what I mean by that is for our state, Pennsylvania, there's a driver's license form. I'm going to click, this is our form that we submit to our state. And if you look here, look familiar? Looks like a form that we just did. It's already made up by the state. So I'm going to open this with Adobe Acrobat, and we can go in here and we can mark up or change these fillable forms. So we're back into the PDF Manager, and let's go back into EHR, manage PDFs, reference sheet. This is what we need. So with our form that we have here, just say we want to change this form. We're going to go into prepare form, and this will take us into this. Just say we want the patient last name pulled in automatically. Right click, I'm going to hit properties, and this is where we can go over to here. So the data field, we want to auto populate the patient's last name. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to go to our PDF, and we're just going to change this, the patient's last name, the appearance. We're going to set our font size to 12, and we want Arial. You can leave Arial bold, it doesn't really matter. but I want the font size 12. I found that fits on this form. And each one of these fields, we're going to go in and we want to auto-populate this form as much as we can. And here's the patient. So we want to put in the patient's first name. We're going to go auto patient first name. And we're going to go to properties. We want in the general, we're going to paste the patient first name, the appearance, we can go Arial bold, which is the whole form of Arial bold, but the font size, we want that as 12. And we can go through and pull in the patients. I put the whole birth date here on this line, their telephone, et cetera, et cetera. And we can go down here and do the auto, the provider's name. We can put in their address, fill out all these forms. I'm not going to have you watch the whole thing that we do. But anyways, that is and we can have the medical license already put in here for a provider. Just say we're going to put in doctor. A license number, one, whatever. And we can have these forms already to go for each provider in the office. So I'm going to go back over here and a form that's kind of already done. We're going to upload a PDF for the driver's license that we just did. If you have a lot of fill-in forms, just be patient with this upload. What EHR is doing, it's reading each one of those fill-in fields to make sure it can do that. So that one had a lot, and I went through and did every one, and this is just a copy that I saved. And this is, let's call this drive, and that's a driver's license here. So, and just be patient, it'll take a little bit to upload. So the only thing we didn't pull in here are the acuities. That's just not a fillable form yet. It's pulling from EHR, it may be in the future. But all this other demographics will be automatically pulled in. So we're going to go back over here. I'm going to do I'm going to log out, log back into normal, and I want to find our test patient. Again, I'm going to click that date they were in. They want a driver's license form filled out. PDF Manager, here's the iLike drive that we just did. And it's going to pull all the information in. The only thing it didn't fill out is here. I have to click a couple buttons with correction, whatever their uncorrected was. Let's say they were 200, 200, 200, correctable 20, 20, and is it, yes, they need glasses, blah, blah, blah. All this other stuff's filled out here. See all that pulled in? And hit finalize. And these longer forms take a little bit longer, and then here we are. It's already, how nice is that? Everything pulled in automatically. And that's how you make fillable PDF forms for Eyefinity EHR.